Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership Masters League Summer Season. I'm your host, Angela, for this game, and with me is Gotham Workaholic. How are you doing today?
Very good, very good. Vagish couldn't handle the comments that were made about his scalp and hairstyle, so he kind of started crying, and we had to push him off the
Desk?
send him home early, sadly. So please don't don't make comments on his hair. I'm just joking. He had some prior commitments, and I'll be replacing him as the Dota 2 analyst.
Actually, I'm the Adora to analyst.
You are the Dota 2 analyst. I'm the side help.
Well, you know a lot of Dora, at least more than Mr.
I
Vagish,
think
so
everyone
this will
knows
be a
more
good for
about
the
Dota
draft.
than Vagish. Vagish is pretty bad. But that's okay. We're not talking about that. But we're talking about the two teams today.
Definitely. And moving on to the ESL Day 24 Dora 2 teams that will be playing today. It's going to be Team 1, Alpha Esports. So let's see them. All right, that's Team Alpha. As of now, they are struggling quite a bit. They are sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard, not really secured a victory for themselves, and they look like they could head into being knocked out of the Masters League.
Yeah, they're the local Delhi team. So that's
Yeah.
one good thing. They're the closest to us.
I
at the
think they're
moment.
feeling the heat in Gurgaon too.
Yeah,
much
it's
of
it's
Delhi.
pretty hot right now. So that could be the reason why their performance is not so great. But in any case, in all serious sense, they're not doing so well. As you could see when during the L screen there was you could see Alpha right at the
True, at the bottom.
So
But hopefully we'll see them perform better today. They are, of course, going to be going against Reckoning Infinity today. So let's see them. All right, so that is Reckoning Infinity from you. They are a team from Pune. As of now, they sit 7th on the board and are looking pretty fine for themselves. They are also wondering whether they're going to be able to make it to the land finale, which will be happening very, very soon for us.
now there's quite an interesting tidbit here. There's Reckoning Infinity and then Reckoning Esports.
Yeah. There's even Team Buriza and Buriza Youth.
This is, I think this is becoming a trend now, where we have there's like a junior team and then there's a senior team, like how they have in football. But tell us more about these two teams between Esports and Reckoning Esports and Infinity. What's the difference?
Actually, see, both the teams are, I would say, equally footed, because if we talk about their previous performances in the winter season, we did see that Reckoning Infinity defeated Reckoning Esports.
And Reckoning Infinity is like the junior team, right?
They are.
If I'm correct, like
team.
should I say, are they a junior team or are they just team 2?
I think they are team 2. It
I
would
could
be
be
like
wrong.
red and blue. It would be like red and blue for me. I mean, they both have some fantastic players. They also, both the teams have very different play styles.
Yeah.
So at times I've also noticed that, you know, when they go up against each other, you really can't say which is a better team. They both have their own set of understanding when it comes to gameplay. But Reckoning Esports, I would just give them a little bit of extra marking, because as of now, they are called one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, why don't we look at the brackets? If we can get the brackets on, we can see how well these guys are doing.
Definitely.
But even if, like, I know we saw them playing against each other last year.
Yeah.
It's just weird for them both to play against each other. I'm guessing that they normally should be, you know, practicing together.
Yeah, they would have a lot of scrims.
Imagine like you're scrimming like every day, and all of a sudden now you're playing in a LAN against each other. So it could be basically just be for them it would be just another practice match. They know exactly what their opponent is doing or how they play.
And that also makes it difficult, because when you know exactly what your opponent is going to pick, you know what to ban out in the first really rounds. And that's what happened to them. Actually, they had a match in the ESL India Premiership which they played against each other. Of course, in the end, Reckoning Esports took that game, but it was more of a revenge match for them, because when they did lose to them in the lower brackets of the ESL Winter, it kind of, you know, somewhere hits you that, hey, you know what, I am a little better than you, because that's what they say they are. But
Yeah.
if you look at the standings as of now, we do see that Reckoning Esports are sitting very comfortably at position 2. They have played about 5 games for now, and they've taken 4 victories and 12 points to their name, while Reckoning Infinity sits 7th on the board. They played 5 games too. They've taken 2 wins and 3 losses, and they're sitting with 6 points as of now, in a very dangerous spot to be in.
Yeah, it's not you don't want to be anywhere near the bottom 4 basically, and good thing this year there's 12 teams. So anywhere 9, 10, 11, 12 is something that you want to avoid, and Alpha currently is sitting right at the bottom. They've actually not won a single game so
Yeah.
far, and this will be their 7th game today. And I'm guessing Infinity will be feeling a bit more confident knowing the fact that their opponent has not won a single game.
Definitely. I mean, when you look at Alpha, you know, they seem like the underdogs when it even comes to this matchup. I mean, I would consider Reckoning Infinity an underdog to signify. But when we talk about this matchup in particular, it would be that they would underestimate what Alpha brings to the table. But
Okay.
also, as I talk about Alpha Esports, I would also like to put it forward that this is one of the teams that I have seen who have made maximum hero picks in the ESL India Premiership. They
Oh,
love
nice.
to try out different kinds of heroes. They love to try out different kinds of draft. Maybe they're still figuring out what kind of works for them. And that is sometimes a problem, you know. Teams don't know where they kind of sync together, what their play style is. And that is where I feel Alpha is a little bit of a struggle here. But I think once they do get a little bit more understanding of this, they'll be able to do much better for themselves.
And you know what? At the end of the day, it's not a small feat, you know, that you're sitting in the Masters League. I know they've not had a good luck so far. They've lost all the games that they've played,
Yeah.
but they're also technically playing against the best. Like, and they are also pretty the best team in India so far. If they're
True.
kind of sitting in the Masters League, and this cycle will continue. And as the draft is starting, I want to just say
Yeah.
the last few words that the cycle will continue. The bottom 4 will go down to the Challenger League, and the top from challengers will make it to the bottom. There, they'll
Yeah.
kind of replace relegation and promotion. So. Let's talk more about the draft now. We see a few key bans that we
For
see very
now,
often, like Viper is banned. But
definitely. For now, Alpha Esports going to go ahead and ban out the Dark Willow. Techies, of course, entering the captain's mode again in 7.14, so he's going to quickly get a ban out over there. Though I doubt Reckoning Infinity would have opted to pick up Techies so quickly. Alpha's third ban is going to be the Kunkka. Meanwhile, Reckoning Infinity opt to ban out the Tiny, the Razor, and the Viper, and choose to pick up the Night Stalker as their first pick. Also, they love playing that position for Night Stalker while Moon goes mid. I think their mid player Moon is a fantastic. I mean, he's pretty young. I think he's about 17, 18 years old.
yeah, and
But very smart gameplay.
speaking more about Night Stalker, you know, that nighttime, the ravage
Yeah.
that he goes through at nighttime, and plus the fact that how he limits the vision of your opponents also. It's just nighttime really becomes the fear of
It's
the
a
dark.
terror
You know?
zone.
Yes.
If you're playing
Because you can barely
opposite,
see anything, and
Yeah.
there's Night Stalker who has extra vision over you, and plus he gets axed, then you know he can probably see you from a mile away,
Yeah.
whereas you're like going through the dark, like I
and
can't
that's
see.
that's the first part of where you start, you know, gaining in the draft, because you already know that you're stronger at night. You already know your wards are not going to give you enough vision, and that's where Alpha got to be very careful on how they want to play this. For now, they're going to pick up the Shadow Shaman very quickly. Very amazing fifth role support, works well with a lot of heroes. They could also opt to go. I've been saying this more than often. Ursa, I have not really seen the Ursa as of now in the ESL India Premiership, but I think he's one of those fantastic heroes that has just not been given that much of value, even though we consider Ursa an early game carry.
Ursa got some buffs also recently.
Yeah.
If I am correct, I think they gave him more health regen and some extra damage at level 1. I'm not
True.
sure. There was a lot of changes actually that came in Dota 2.
And also, most of the games in the ESL, they either get over in like 25 minutes or they go to about 50 minutes. So it's like a mark, like you either make it till 25 or 50. And Ursa is a kind of carry that really fits into the early game meta.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hope to see it. But for now, a standard pick coming in there. The Sand King gets picked up again from Alpha Esports. He's doing pretty fine, even though he has got a few nerfs on him. Even though the Burrow Strike has been nerfed a little bit, it doesn't really seem to affect, because at the end of the day, his stun does connect to more than one unit, and
Yeah.
that is what basically you need. And Reckoning Infinity going to secure their offlane for now, going to pick up that Omni Knight super quick and making space for themselves. They do like to play the Tusker, so I'm hoping to see whether they opt to pick up the Tusker as the fifth role, or they're opting to go for the Witch Doctor, who's still available. The Disruptor also still available if they want to go for that.
So speaking about Omni Knight, we've seen him being played in the offlane pretty often
Yeah.
nowadays, and he's become a really annoying offlaner. They have nerfed him a little bit because of how OP he was becoming. So
Yeah.
slight nerves coming to Omni Knight. So we'll see how well he performs if they do decide to send him in the off lane, or maybe they could send Night Stalker in the solo off lane also. What do you think here?
I think they will send the Night Stalker in the fourth role,
Roaming
and
fourth?
the Omni Knight will go offlane because
Yeah.
he does need those quick level ups on himself just for his heal. Once he gets that heal and repel running, mainly their mid is kind of secure to just free farm and gank around, and they need that level 6 before the second night kind of happens. So the Night Stalker plus the mid and the Omni Knight together can get very devastating around 13 minutes into the game.
How do you think they're gonna give farm to the Night Stalker if you
I
need
don't
some
think,
farm for him, especially by the second night? Now, compared to the old 6-minute cycles, now we have a 4-minute cycle for day and night.
Yeah.
So the night really comes quite early now. So I guess his job is now to rotate as much as possible
Yeah.
and get some key kills in the first after the first 4 minutes.
True.
And make something
I
happen.
mean, even in the first night, if you take it like after 4 minutes, he kind of is always stagnant in the mid lane.
Yeah.
So your mid opponent always has to be really, really careful because he can't really go ahead too much if the place is not correctly watered, which I keep mentioning is very important. Kind of it leads to you losing the opponent's mid very, very fast. And I'm hoping to see whether they opt to go for a puck mid, because
Okay.
a puck plus a Night Stalker with maybe even a life stealer intact into it is like a beautiful draft that could work for Reckoning Infinity. I've seen them play it before and it favors them. But for now, they're going to ban off the OD and the Tinker from Alpha Esports. Meanwhile, Reckoning Infinity going to ban off that Juggernaut and Nyx Assassin. That also says that Gyro is still open if they want to pick up that hero. The Terrorblade also still in the pool.
Yeah, plenty of heroes still available. I like how Alpha is now saying, hey, you know what, these are the mids that we don't want to see.
Yeah.
You know, they banned out 2 big mid heroes, by the way. So what could they have possibly in mind right now for mid that, you know, they're like, okay, let's kick out OD and Tinker. What could this be a Storm Spirit game?
It could be. I wish it was.
Yeah.
I wish, like,
We've
fingers
not
crossed.
seen a lot of Storm Spirit actually.
Not at all. Not a single game
Not
of
a
Storm
single
Spirit.
Storm Spirit, wow.
He's just been awarded. But for now, Alpha Esports going to pick up that PA. I like the pickup, but that also means that she would have to really not die in the first 15 minutes of the game to have a lot of impact in maybe 20 minutes. But Alpha Esports, nice pickup. Like I said, this is one of the teams that like to pick very versatile heroes. And even though they have tried to pick up a variety, it's not always worked in their favor.
Yeah.
But Reckoning Infinity going to secure their 5th role with that Lion. A very amazing pickup. First of all, works well against the Shadow Shaman, can burst down the PA, can also fare well against the Sand King. If they do connect that Hex, he can also just devastate one player. And if he does get a good run, he could also pick up that Agnum Scepter.
Yeah, and the lot of DPS now all of a sudden that's coming out of Reckoning here. They needed something to
Yeah.
blow like PA up basically. PA will have to be really careful around Lion that she doesn't get fingered by him. So
Yeah.
and that because PA's health, especially in the beginning, is fairly low.
True.
By the time she gets some health items, it's going to be difficult. So
And you should have a smile on your face right
Yes.
now because one of your
Axe
favorite
was
heroes
buffed.
got picked.
Axe got buffed. So now these
Yeah.
are the buffs I know about
Yeah.
because I play him like almost daily. So Axe Bloodthirst got buffed. They've made it actually the cost lot lesser now. So it's a 12-second buff or whatever you call on an opponent,
Yeah.
which slowly takes away at their health. So in the last patch, they made it strong. They made it from 10 seconds to 12 seconds. So that
Yeah.
was the buff in the last. And this time they made it even cheaper, like a lesser mana cost to place that on your enemies. So
I do like that pickup though. I mean, we were talking about heroes that could actually sustain in a tri lane against
Yeah.
Reckoning Infinity, and Axe being one of them. I mean, if he doesn't get that much of experience in the tri lane, he can definitely go jungle, get his levels up and running, and maybe just get a quick blink dagger and be more effective in the game.
yeah, I think he can easily. Do you think he'll have a lot of trouble in offlane against Omni?
I don't think because I think will
Will he-
be against the tri lane coming in from Reckoning Infinity, which
Oh yeah,
is-
he'll be sorry.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll have a lot of trouble in the tri lane? But actually, there are a couple of range units there, so
Yeah.
he'll have to be careful.
He'll have to be pretty careful. He would just have to play the game that, you know what, I'm just going to block their camp, let the creeps come to my tower, and then I'm going to take the fight.
Yeah.
If he opts to actually take it the other way and get really aggressive, that could be where he could take a fall. Because if that Gyro is going to get even 2 kills in the early span of the game, that means his items are going to start flying in. And that could be very devastating for the rest of his team. So he's got to be very careful sitting in the offlane. But that also goes to every offlaner that really is there in the game. I mean, you got to make sure that if you're not going a 2-1-2 in your lineup, then you may as well just sit at the tower.
Yeah, and interesting ban coming out, another mid hero actually banned. So Alpha is still not revealed their mid hero,
Yeah.
and they've banned out 3 mid heroes. Considering maybe no, actually you wouldn't put Kunkka as mid hero
You
nowadays.
wouldn't put Kunkka, but you could definitely run a Queen of Pain, and I could see Reckoning Infinity picking up the Queen of Pain to get that last amount of burst that they require in their mid lane. They could also opt to pick up the puck if they want to really. But wow, this is the second time I'm seeing Wind Ranger getting picked, and I'm not going to say this now, but I love this pickup. It's a beautiful pickup. She has got a buff, by the way. Her power shot does more damage,
Yep.
and I think Reckoning Infinity got a little push watching Signify play the Wind Ranger yesterday on Swifty. And it also is a brilliant hero because she has the lockdown, she has the escape, she has the quick damage to be done, and she has. If that shackle connects on an axe plus a PA, I think there it's Reckoning Infinity could secure 2 kills.
Yeah, the again another most of these heroes have recently got buffs, so
Yeah.
and they've made them a bit more viable in the tournament game. So last pick needs to be done here. Alpha still holding on to their mid pick. Who do you
Yeah.
think it's gonna be?
I think it's mostly going to be
Shadow
either.
Fiend. There's a Queen of Pain. Is
I
there?
think it could be a queen or a puck. I mean, that also comes down to how good Alpha Esports mid is on the puck, because sometimes people pick heroes to counter, but if they're not really good on that hero, then it tends to kind of play against them. And he is going to be facing a Night Stalker, and it's going to be a sniper.
This
That
is very interesting pick actually.
I mean, seeing that sniper over there, it puts me a little bit of concern for Alpha, because that sniper is going to get very heavily ganked from that Lion and that Night Stalker. That also means that he will have to get rotations bringing in from the Sand King and the Shadow Shaman. But if the Shadow Shaman really leaves the PA, then you're going to see huge ganks coming in from the Lion and the Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes in so many different ways, and that sniper pickup could work for them. Yes, if PA and Axe are in the front line, sniper gets the opportunity to kind of do a lot of damage from the back
Yeah,
end.
but we'll still have to wait some time before these guys have enough equipment to be in the front line.
Exactly. And more than that, a sniper actually needs to get really fat to be at that point in the game where he's so much in use.
Yeah.
But and that happens only between 25 to 30 minutes into the game.
So my big concerns here are the lot of low health units actually that are sitting on Alpha Esports that
True.
could be easily bursted down,
Yeah.
whether it be Night Stalker, Lion, just doing a crap load of damage really quickly. So I'm a little worried about Alpha,
Yeah.
but they have snipers, so anything could happen. So
Around the sniper.
yeah.
Exactly. All right, so with this, we come to an end to the draft. We have our casters waiting, Nishan, Cloud, X, Patel, and Flocky. So you guys can take it and go.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome back to the ESL India Premiership Dota 2 matchup. This one is between Reckoning Infinity and Alpha Esports. Unfortunately, Alpha Esports have yet to take a game in the first season of the ESL India Premiership 2018. I'm CloudX, where are my manners? I'm with Floki. What's up, Floki?
I'm fine, CloudX. I'm doing just fine. Reckoning Infinity went with the last pick, Wind Ranger. I do like the sniper pickup from the side of Alpha Esports. Although I do think that this Wind Ranger, if she gets a decent start, which I think she will, she can just blink onto the sniper and kill him. And there is some counterplay to that in the Axe and the Sand King. There's a lot of counter initiation. But we'll still have to see if Reckoning Infinity are going to be able to burst down the sniper. I think this is what the game's going to come down to if it does end up drawing even. If Reckoning Infinity doesn't just destroy the lanes completely, this is what they're going to have to think about and worry about, is how they're going to get to the sniper in these fights.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I think if we were to summarize this game, if of course it was between two equal-footed teams, you'd have Reckoning Infinity sort of coming out ahead in the early game. The mid-game stage would ideally then start tilting in favor of Alpha, and then late game, it's really going to boil down to initiations and,
Yep.
vision.
Vision.
Let's say.
And I think that's where Reckoning Infinity do really well. The team fight towards the mid to late game is looking actually pretty strong, because you're going to have Darkness, and I do think that the Night Stalker will eventually get himself an Axe Scepter. So that's going to enable him to see where the Axe is positioned, see where the SK is positioned. No real sitting in trees, playing Tiger shenanigans over there that they'll be able to work with.
I also think that they've got so much magic damage between the Lion, the Wind Ranger, and the Gyrocopter that the Phantom Assassin's evasion isn't going to be too much of a concern up until she gets a BKB. And at the same time, Reckoning can defer the BKB pickups on account of having the repel on their side. So mid game just looks solid here for Reckoning.
Yeah, the good thing though for Alpha Esports is that they do have one BKB piercing disable, and that is the Axe call. So no matter what happens, they're always going to be working with that. I think that's what they're going to have to think about is how this Axe is going to play. If he's going to wait out the Sand King to go in first, or if he's just going to go in before the BKBs are popped. I think ideally you want your Axe to wait it out, wait for the BKBs to be popped, and then sort of renders the BKBs useless by going in, jumping, and calling them.
Axe is a man on a mission, by the way. He's just picked up 3 mangoes, a stout, and 6 tangos, and now he's got himself a full tranquil boots and a blink dagger queued up. This is literally a minute
Lovely.
zero. So
Yeah.
he intends to just go straight blink, boots into blink. No infused raindrops, no wand, or unless there's going to be impulse buys along the way.
Yep,
But
I think is
I don't know if Reckoning Infinity are going to give him that much leeway, honestly. I think they'll prioritize shutting down his blink tag in the early game.
yeah, probably. I think his lane is going to be quite garbage in all honesty. He's against the Lion, Night Stalker, as well as the Gyrocopter, and those heroes can be really, really fun to lane against.
Yeah, I'm
You know
fairly
what I'm
certain he
talking
knows
about.
this as well. He's definitely going to move into the jungle ASAP.
Oh, yeah.
The problem with that is you can still have a Night Stalker and a Lion giving him a hard time in the jungle, especially post the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, but the good thing is if they're spending time chasing the Axe, this will allow Reckoning Infinity to set up the PA freely top. There's not going to be much to contest her. Omni Knight, I mean, sure, he can, like, really... He doesn't really care about PA because he's going to be having Guardian Angel soon enough. He still, like, doesn't really apply a lot of pressure onto the PA. He's going to need those supports to come in, the Night Stalker to come in, the Lion to come in, maybe the Wind Ranger if she finds Rune. And only then will she actually have some kill potential onto the PA. So the PA is going to have a good time. I'm hoping that the SK will also capitalize on this, probably get a few points in Sandstorm and just farm up his quick Blink Dagger if they do decide to pressure the Axe a lot. And I think that may make all the difference, that Sand King finding that early Blink Dagger and being the counter initiation force until Axe finds his.
Yeah. Start off with a quick introduction on both sides. For the side of Reckoning Infinity, you've got Sharky handling the Wind Ranger. You're going to smoke up immediately as another pause comes out. Avada is going to be playing the Lion. It's Riha on the Gyrocopter. Night Stalker in the hands of Ice, and that puts Kark on the Omni Knight. I see Moon is missing from this lineup. I don't think she's playing under an alias here. I think he's just not available for this matchup. But yeah.
Oh. Wait, Reckoning Infinity have 6 players?
Yeah, I think they've registered with a stand-in, so not sure who
I
the
see.
stand-in is here.
It looks like it's Kark. He does have the stand behind his name.
Yeah,
So
I
it
guess.
probably might be him.
Well, Alpha Esports, Tilton's
Yeah.
going to be running the Phantom Assassin Sniper. Going to be played by Ask Bankai. Shaman going to be handled by Blizzard, not the Signify one. Pinoy Hunter going to be playing the Axe, and that puts Alpha hidden on Sand King. I like this Axe pickup, by the way. I think now is an ideal time to bring Axe back into the meta, given the changes he got in the last patch. I believe he got a buff to his movement speed, and then they also buffed Battle Hunger in the sense that it scales now, as opposed to having still that mana cost of 80.
His movement speed is still garbage, to be honest. He only has 287 at level 1.
Yeah, it's nothing to really write home about, especially versus the Gyrocopter in the lane who's got 325 without boots.
Yeah, I don't think that Pino Hunter would be too wrong
Uh-oh.
either to...
Up top,
what
Blizzard. Go down here.
I mean, that's what you get for impersonating people. You get hunted down. That's what happens. But Ice picking up the first blood. This was a really good start for the Night Stalker, and he did decide to go for the Orb of Venom. And with the boots, he's actually going to be able to chase down the Shaman as well as the Sand King. And possibly even the Sniper come nighttime. So
Early
this is a really
boots
good...
on Night Stalker is just an amazing place to be in. Like you said,
Yeah.
with the Orb of Venom and the boots, he's gonna give that Trident a really hard time up top. It seems as though they're just gonna run an offlane Omni Knight. They're not exactly worried about the changes to the lane. As I say that, I can see Avara moving back into the top lane. So maybe they're just gonna run dual lanes after all.
Yeah, Lion is really... Okay, no, wait, he is going to TP out. Lion is one of those heroes that, in my opinion at least, is a really strong dual laner simply because he has 2 disables. Also, the fact that he has decent base damage certainly helps. He can zone out offlaners if needed, although it's not the best, it is still something. Spike into a few right clicks is not something to scoff at.
Yeah, I think the point about having 2 disables is essential when you're up against, especially up against heroes that have channel-based disables like Blizzard on that Shadow Shaman. He has skilled up the Shackles at level 1, by the way, so might
Okay, so
consider
he's committed.
attacking Kark a little bit here. However, Kark's done the right thing. He's pushed his creep wave a little bit, and because of that, it's slightly precarious for Tilton to go jumping in. In fact, look at this. Blizzard's just getting smacked with the hammer on the back of his head.
Yeah, but I think Blizzard smacks harder than the Omni Knight does, even though Omni Knight has a hammer. Shadow Shaman, he's been hitting the gym of late, and the last few patches he gained a bunch of base damage, so he's sitting at 76 base damage, and if that's not ridiculous, I don't know what is.
Really quite dirty. Kark?
Yep.
Except his bounds a little bit, but yeah, he's got the creep wave advantage, so he can afford to do this. Meanwhile, bottom, this Axe and Sand King duel in is scary as all hell, though. They've already given Ice a hard time here, smacking him with a couple of hits.
Oh yep, Ice is gonna have to back off now. I think he can probably go to the side shot and buy his boots.
You know, I honestly think this is one of the situations where the Reckoning Infinity support should just ditch this bottom lane, let the Gyrocopter get his EXP under the tower, maybe pull the creep wave all the way back, and then his supports only come back if and when his tower is about to be brought down. I mean, they're doing okay right now, however they've single pulled, so I think...
Yeah, that's not gonna be ideal for them.
Actually, I think this is one of those situations where a single pull actually works better. Because both the Sand King and the Axe are the sort of heroes that like to push out your lane and then basically go back and farm the jungle, getting into that pattern, right? If you have a double creep wave coming your way, you essentially curb some of the Axe's efficiency. Maybe the single pull wasn't so bad.
But then once again, it's still a trade-off at the end of the day. You do end up giving the Axe a lot more farm. And I mean, the kill potential, sure, it's gonna be there, but it's a little risky, to be honest. Because you are up against a Trident at the end of the day. Against the line of the Night Stalker.
Well, but Pinoy Hunter getting beaten up a little bit. Axe chooses to go in instead. They've got the homing missile connecting. The Burrow Strike comes out and connects onto 2 as well. But Pinoy Hunter, he's taken a hell of a beating here and ends up going down. Just overestimating his tankiness at level 2.
Yeah, against the Gyrocopter, I don't think that the Axe should fancy himself as a very tanky beast. He's by no means a tanky beast. Top lane though.
Yeah,
Tiltman
exactly.
is getting
just
wrecked.
because of that, well, because the Shadow Shaman is backed off from a Phantom Assassin has just has been given a hell of a hard time. Omni Knight is just dominating this lane. He may not be leading in terms of CS, but 9 CS is in the off lane, in a nerfed off lane. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and Omni Knight looks like he doesn't really care about the nerfs. I mean, he looks like Chuck Norris, and he certainly acts the part of being Chuck Norris in Dota. I mean, gets nerfs, still runs down heroes with his hammer.
Meanwhile, middle lane, 18 and 5 on the Wind Ranger and a measly 11 and 2 on the Sniper. This is not the way Ask Bankai envisioned this lane going. I am kind of surprised that this is happening. I feel like the Sniper should have had a slightly easier time CSing versus a solo Wind Ranger.
Yep. Top lane Tiltman is super low. I think he does have a few region items coming out on his career. He does have the salve, but... okay, it doesn't matter.
I just took my eyes off of him for a moment and Kark scores a kill.
Yeah, that's exactly... Even I was checking the courier to see if he has items and suddenly Kark finds a kill.
Well, Ice came in here, but I don't think he used any of his spells to secure that kill now. He did steal a bounty runes, he's gonna get the second one, and it's nighttime as well. He's got those coveted boots and the Orb of Venom going, and he finds a DD rune.
Oh god,
Watch
this is
Sniper.
so dirty. Yeah. Their Sniper is gonna feel the pain if he didn't already. So, Ask Bankai, he has no way of surviving this, in fact.
Yeah, Sharky is gonna be given the rune actually. He's got the bottle, so I'm gonna go and pick it up. And unfortunately,
Sharky can give the bottle to Nightstock. I think that's the better move to make.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sharky is walking with 2 creeps at his back as well. Might be in Ice's best interest to hide himself. You don't want to show yourself. Okay, great. He just showed himself.
Lovely. Well, there goes the gank attempt. The Nightstalker is just gonna have to be happy with wrapping around. He could find a Curry that is moving into the top lane, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work out.
Bottom lane tagged with power shot after power shot. So.
Yeah, I think.
Careful there.
I think he needs to have a range drops on his inventory now.
Your voice is breaking a little bit. You might want to check if your stream is on. But mate, they've gone in on us, Bankai. Shackle shot will connect. Power shot with the DD rune. They'll get that kill. Now Blizzard, he's in no man's land. Gets brought down with a double damage focus fire. Sharky, he's taking a beating here, but he's going for the triple. Wants another hit, but ends up dropping to the tower.
Fairy Fire Wand. Hello?
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't pop them. He had the wand, the fairy fire, even a bottle charge if he could get them off in between tower hits. I think that was unfortunate.
Yeah, he had shrapnel upon him, so he couldn't really bottle a salve.
Oh, true.
But he could have fairy fired and wanded, certainly. Penal Hunter just got wrecked in the bottom lane. I mean, they tried to make sure that this Axe has a good time by sending the Sand King bottom, but it hasn't worked out. And you can see that the Axe has gone to damage control mode. I like this move. I think it's still pretty early that he realized that his lane is not going to go well. So, while he's not going to get his blink anytime soon, he will most certainly hit it by the 14-minute mark, I believe, if he continues coming and doesn't get interrupted.
Tiltman's not having a good time on top either. I mean, despite having a dire observer ward in the lane, there's just nothing you can do but just throw out creeps from the stifling daggers from behind, hoping to get a CS every now and then.
I mean, the
is
observer wards,
walking all over this lane.
yeah, I mean, the observer wards don't do jack shit against the Omni Knight, to be honest. It only spots out where he is. You still need to zone him out.
He's
He's
asserting his
for God's
dominance,
sake.
stealing a bounty rune as well. I think they've gotten every single bounty rune on this top lane so far.
Oh, yep. Well, in the mid lane, looks like the Wind Ranger is gonna find the haste rune. Could look to go in with the focus fire. Oh, with sniper.
Sniper, that's...
I mean, that's ballsy. He
Yeah,
can
yeah.
certainly get the kill, to be honest, because Wind Ranger won't be protected from the shrapnel and the
Top. You've got a play coming out on Alpha hidden. He does have the Sandstorm there, but with Lion in the vicinity, will get that kill. 7-2 in Reckoning Infinity's favor. A free farm lane on the bottom lane. Middle lane, Wind Ranger domination. Top lane, Phantom Assassin shutdown. How does Alpha Esports recover from this?
They don't have the tools to recover, in my opinion. All they really have is the Sand King Blink Dagger, or the Axe Blink Dagger, which doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon. I think that's going to be the turnaround potential, and up until then, it's up to Alpha to play extremely safe, make sure they don't lose the heroes on the map.
Teams of a 10-12 minute Blink Dagger seem to be thwarted here. Mid! Oh, Aspunk guy sidesteps the power shot. Shaki
Crap.
has to bail, but he kind of baits out 2 rotations on the back of that, which means Tiltman is in trouble on the top lane. As Kark runs at him, right clicks him in the face. Where's the Lion? Lion was supposed to go and back him up.
He's going to come in now. He does realize that he has to be there.
I don't think it matters anymore. Yeah, he's dead. That's what you get for getting your 2 supports out of the top lane. Phantom Assassin's already having a hard time. The moment
Oh,
the
yeah.
supports leave, Omni Knight's just gonna run at him.
Yeah, looks like the Knights were indeed better than the Assassins after all. If anybody gets that reference. Never mind, it was an Assassin's Creed reference. But okay. Bottom lane, Axe, he's gonna get gone upon.
One more
He's
rocket barrage, there it is. He didn't pop it in time, but he's gonna get this kill.
Oh, yep. He does tank up a fair amount of tower hits.
Oh, this is cute. PA trying to get a kill, trying to get some semblance of a recovery here, but gets nothing with that TP towards the bottom lane. This is painful to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this really hurts if you're the Phantom Assassin right now. The good thing is, Phantom Assassin is still at the end of the day really good at killing heroes. So with Phase Boost and Aquila, she can actually start moving around the map and look to secure kills onto low HP supports like the Lion.
Yeah. However, Sharky at the same time, he's just pulling so far ahead on this middle lane. Snipers resorted to using assassinates to take out infused raindrop charges. That's how bad it's getting for us, Bankai in the middle lane.
Yeah, I mean, that does certainly suck. He can still use the Shrapnel to take out the raindrop charges. I think level 3 Shrapnel does take the raindrop, so
Yeah.
might be efficient to save up on those assassinate mana and use it and just use it for Shrapnel instead.
The top tier ones being pressured, middle lane, they're looking for a gank on the Wind Ranger, a smoke rotation coming out from the Sand King and Blizzard behind. Wind Ranger's gone too far down, but the Shackle shot connects. There's the power shot. He had his own infused raindrops. Sharky with the wind run, makes a run for it. The backup has already arrived. Ice getting that void off from Blizzard. Sharky, why is he alive through all of this? There's no mana on us but for the assassinate, which means that the turnaround is coming. They have the Earth Spike. They will clip the Sand King, but no kills on the back of a 6-man rotation towards the middle lane, or rather 6 heroes making their presence felt on the middle lane.
Yeah,
All
it's a
this
stalemate
just
at the
means
end
that
of the day.
Kark and Gyro are going to do their thing on both side lanes.
Oh, yep. The PA not opting to go for the Phase Boost. She has queued up the Blightstone, so not too sure if that's the right item to go for. It certainly is a good item, but I think at this point you'd rather prioritize the chase potential that Phase Boots offer. There's also the fact that Phase Boots increases your turn rate to maximum now, so having Phase Boots really helps you run away as well.
Looks like Sniper's jumped aboard that bandwagon, though he's picked up the phase boots of his own.
I think he needs this, in fact. I mean, I know the laning phase is over, but if he doesn't just want mid-rangers showing up to his lane and denying him creeps, he needs those
Yeah.
face boots.
Casual missed power strike on the middle lane. Sharky. Doing what he can
Ah,
there. Is a
no.
great shackle shot connecting onto the sniper. Why silence him though? Consider silencing the Sand King that came running in at you instead.
They had a power shot, but they didn't go for the kill on Ask Banker. That's surprising.
I mean, he did have the infused raindrops, so.
I mean,
probably
his
was
raindrops
more
was on
efficient to ride
cooldown
through.
though, right? Because the void clipped the sniper.
Did he void first though? Yeah, I mean,
No,
either way, it would have
he
been on
voided, he
cooldown, you're
voided.
right? So.
Well, the bottom lane, the guy was just having an absolute blast of a time. He is going for the Mask of Madness build. I think he is going to disassemble that later into an MKB after buying something like a Drums or a Sanj Nyasha. And I think that's a very efficient build to go for as a Gyrocopter these days because you don't really spend an extra money on the MKB. You build from the components you have. Also, the Morbid Mask becomes a Satanic Blade King, so you're not really losing any farm.
Power shot, finger of death as well. Not sparing any time for that shackle. They'll save it for the Shadow Shaman instead. He's also gonna drop. Now Sniper comes into the fray, unable to do much here by himself. Two more down on the side of Alpha Esports, while bottom lane, it looks like Riha is just asserting his dominance. However, this time he might pay the ultimate price. The Burrow is there, the Culling Blade as well. Will get the kill, and finally, the Gyro goes down.
Oh yeah, but look who's here. It's iced. He could find hidden.
It's daytime though.
Oh, he got the animation off, but he got juked. Get juked, son.
Unfortunate there. Just almost at the nighttime as well. Just 18 seconds to go before it hits. They get the tier 1 on top lane, but here comes Silkman. He's praying for a crit. Doesn't quite get it. The crippling fear is there, so the evasion is kicking in as well. 8 more seconds till it's nighttime. Will he get a crit first? He gets one. Is it enough? Clearly it is. Cock arriving just a little too late there.
Yeah, I mean, he arrived in time, but the purification range is just so short. What can the poor Omni Knight do? Ice Frog constantly nerfing his cast strength on purification.
Smoke inside the dire jungle now. Reckoning Infinity looking for a pick off.
Oh wow,
just
lovely.
Walks past and breaks the smoke.
That has to be the most.
Guy.
That has to be the most casual smoke break I've seen in the history of Dota. PA just walks like this, and there's really nothing that's stopping her.
I think we're looking at a Maelstrom pickup on Sharky. He has a Javelin queued up.
Yeah, possibly. I think the Blink Dagger might be slightly better in this game, simply because you can then jump on the sniper. But it may not be in his best interest.
Then Blink, so you're secured with one farm-based item at least in case things go wrong.
Bottom lane.
Okay then. R.I.P. Pinoy Hunter. That Berserker's call off, but he ends up going down nonetheless. Here's a burst strike coming out from Alpha Hidden, but with the Sand King trapped between a rock and a hard place here. Avada's going to come in with the Earth Spike, doesn't quite get it. With Nightstalker going over the treetops, they'll get the boy, they have the Hex, they're going to get the kill. They'll silence the Sniper. Why would you silence the Sniper again? Just silence the Sand King and secure the kill. Down goes the Gyrocopter, and next in line is Iced. I blame the Nightstalker for that one.
Well, report him the next time you see him in your pubs. But yeah, I have to agree. Wait, Kark, what?
Isn't over. They've gone in with the Burrow Strike. Wind Ranger getting a repel upon her as well. The Earth Spike is there. The power shot too. They'll get that kill. But they've already lost the line. And now with the Guardian Angel TP, Kark will get away. However, Sharky will not be as fortunate. Pinoy Hunter dunks him in the head. Lo and behold, he's got his Blink Dagger online.
And suddenly PA has 1.7k gold. Finds a triple kill, goes to the bottom lane, kills the Gyrocopter, kills the Lion, and then also finds another kill. I don't know who that was on, but man, this PA is suddenly back into the game. All the hard work that Kark did on the top lane is now completely wiped out.
Yeah, absolutely. She's pretty much caught up with the Wind Ranger and is making progress towards the next big item. I'm wondering if she goes Battle Fury or if she just chooses to go for Deso and join the fights.
I think Battle Fury would be a bit wiser because you're against an Omni Knight, but with that said, you still have the Axe to back you up, so going all in on the Desolator may not be a bad idea.
I'm a little torn about this. On one hand, the Battle Fury seems like the safer choice, but on the other hand, there's so much benefit in having that early boost of damage right now. Anyway, Avada, he spots out Alpha Hidden there with an invisibility rune. So they've got eyes on the Sand King, but they don't have eyes on Pinoy Hunter. The Hex is there. Look at him, he's just waiting, hoping to find multiple targets to jump upon here. Power shot, finger of death, everything but the kitchen sink thrown out. They'll get that kill. Axe now, he jumps in, catches two with the call and dunks Avada to death. Riha forced to get the hell away from
lines.
Behind, yeah, you've got the Nightstalker going down, and with the shackle shot and the power shot, they'll get the kill on the sniper. Call down upon Pinoy Hunter. He's got nowhere to go but to the grave as Sharky gets himself a double. Now Blizzard is in trouble. Makes a run for it, gets out on the front lines, however, behind. The Phantom Assassin comes in, brings down Reha. Can they get the return kill on Tiltman? He's running pretty fast and blinks up to the north side. Alpha Esports just evening the odds there. Taking down a core on the side of Reckoning Infinity and giving over another kill to the Phantom Assassin, who's now up to 3,000 gold.
Wait, Sharky? He's getting overzealous here.
They're gonna get the Burrow Strike. He did have the Repel to throw up on him.
It is running out, Blizzard. Wait, what? Why? Wait, huh? Okay then, I guess you don't chase the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, I think it's the right call to not chase. For multiple reasons actually. It's nighttime, you don't have full vision on them, plus
Okay.
respawn times are pretty low at 15 minutes in. So I think they've shown some discipline here, Alpha Esports. Backing away is the right call, but they should back away all the way now.
Yeah,
However,
I mean,
they
they
have a dire
do see...
observer ward on the slope, so this should be okay.
Yeah, they see everything, so they know what's going on. Oh, Avada drops a fancy sentry ward. Is not going to find anything though.
It was a good effort. I mean, he figured that there were eyes upon him, so dropping a sentry ward seemed wise. However, I think his observer might have been spotted here while he placed it.
Oh yeah, I mean this observer ward right here blocking the medium camp around the jungle and the shrine on the dire side. I think this is too damn obvious. But the farm was never really... I mean, that camp was never really farmed up until like now, so looks like it might be too late and Avada might have just gotten away with it. The gyrocopter as well, now that he's been controlled, he's actually been set back quite a bit. He's still quite far from his Sanjan Yasha. He needs nearly 2.6k gold to complete that item. And only then can he get himself a BKB, if at all he desires to get one. What do you think of the Mask of Madness pickup against a Phantom Assassin? Do you think it was the right choice?
Not in agreement with this at all. I mean, the sniper is just itching to right-click the gyro from a distance. In fact, sniper is one of the better ways to deal with a gyro. Turning on a Mask of Madness is an invitation to go ham on him.
Could it be
We've
that
already talked about the problem that the sniper is going to pose because of the absence
Okay.
of gap closing heroes. Like if you're relying on a Wind Ranger to go blinking into enemy territory to try and pick off a sniper, you're really relying on a shackle shot deep inside enemy lines, which is risky. At the same time, I don't think it makes sense for the Night Stalker to go running into enemy lines, just simply silence the sniper either. That's just nonsensical because then you're setting up for the counter initiation.
I mean...
Reckoning has to control them right now, else this game is going to get
Oh, Pinoy Hunter, he's in the trees. He's waiting for the right
There's the
initiation.
call, though. The silence comes out. He didn't quite get caught with the call himself, but they
Oh
get the
my
kill on the
God.
line anyway.
That dagger was so damn dirty.
They're chasing. I don't think they have the movement speed to catch up to this, but... yeah, they should probably just move bottom and contest Reha taking that bottom tier 1 tower. You don't want to give it up for free.
Yeah.
Now.
So, here's my question about the Mask of Madness on Gyrocopter. Do you think it could possibly be a farming item? Because I'm certainly leaning towards that direction. I don't think this Gyrocopter intended to buy this as a fighting item. It probably is only going to pop up when he's farming camps and needs to travel from camp to camp. And in that regard, I think it increases efficiency because it becomes a butterfly later, or it can even become a satanic
Top
later.
lane, Sharky.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
way
yeah.
he survives that. Ends up being brought down by Ask Bankai. The shrapnel. That's dangerous. Now you're losing your Wind Ranger and you're giving the kill over towards the sniper. His Dragonlance is pretty much complete and
The bottom lane.
you're now doing damage bottom. Pinoy Hunter down for the count. Tiltman though coming in with that stifling dagger. Sniper's chasing as well, but too far out of their reach.
Oh well. Reha, he is managing to find some farm back into this game. He did get shut down hard early on. It looks like he is going to go for the BKB. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I believe that a BKB is going to be absolutely useless against the PA because the Phantom Strike still pierces spell immunity, so the PA is still going to find the jump onto Gyros. He's still going to be able to burst him down if he does get called. And I think Pinoy Hunter, it would be in his best interest to wait out until he sees the Gyrocopter before jumping in.
Yeah, I'm in two minds about that actually. I mean, on one hand, there's a fair amount of control coming out that's going to be mitigated with spell immunity. Courtesy the sniper, courtesy the Shadow Shaman and the Sand King. But at the same time, yeah, it's like you said, there's so much that pierces spell immunity as well. Do you really want to go spell immunity over mobility just yet?
Yeah, I think the right itemization by Reha would probably be to pick up the Sanjan Yasha, disassemble the Mask of Madness, make it a butterfly, and then follow it up with an Assault Cuirass, and that would grant him all the armor he needs after having that Guardian Angel.
Book
And I
movement,
don't
they
think
see
it'd be-
Kak, gonna repel himself immediately. He has the Solar Crest as well. They're just waiting out the repel before they drop on. What? Blizzard! Guardian Angel coming out there. Dark just still staying alive, but the pure damage from the counter helix doing some work. The dunk wasn't enough. They'll shackle him as well, and they'll finally bring him down. It's a dominating streak given over towards Tiltman.
The
I mean, the
Ominak
effort,
could have TP'd out, to be honest.
or I mean, they wasted so much time and effort. They could have TP'd in and backed him up, but I guess Sharky was content with taking a tier 2 on the top lane instead.
Oh yeah. He had a really good start, but looks like the mid game hasn't been that great for him. And oh no.
Darkness descends. Night Stalker Hans doesn't find anything. You've got Avada walking around, looking for the Hex, gets it off with the vision coming in. The counter Hex comes out from the Shadow Shaman. The silence, he's dropped the wards as well on the floor. What a messy team fight this is turning into. They've got the high ground, they've got the wards, but the call down smacks the Sand King in the head. He bar strikes out of the second one, and Tiltman comes up from behind, cleaning up on Riha. Ice is gonna go down next as Ask Bankai gets the kill. He's dropped down another shrapnel and has tagged Avada. Avada's in a lot of trouble here. One more hit ought to do the trick. In fact, an assassinate might kill him off as well. He
Doesn't
just
see Avada,
loses the
though.
vision.
Oh yeah, Vada's gonna be able to juke away. I'm not sure if Reckoning Infinity should have taken that fight. They did see the wards being dropped, and I think as soon as they saw the wards drop, they just back off. You don't fight that. You know, you suddenly have an ultimate on cooldown, you can engage in the next few
Bottom,
minutes.
Tiltman
Oh,
has just overstayed his welcome. With that Solar Crest accuracy coming out, they should get this kill upon him. Sharky, even committing the focus fire to proc one of those maelstroms.
yeah, Maelstrom does a lot more magical damage now. It used to deal 120 in the last patch, but now it deals 170. So, while it doesn't give you attack speed, it is certainly a really great damage item, and it also becomes into Mjolnir.
There's also the fact that Maelstrom now, well, at least Maelstrom procs ignore evasion now, so that's another great way to deal with the Phantom Assassin.
Oh, I didn't know that Maelstrom could be evaded. In all honesty.
I mean, the auto attack that would have procced a Maelstrom, it could be evaded, but if RNG blesses you and says you're gonna get a Maelstrom proc on this hit, it now pierces immunity and goes through.
That's actually really good.
The ideal way to deal with Phantom Assassin early act.
That's interesting. So this could be the reason why he picked up the Maelstrom. Bounce range is also pretty big on that Chain Lightning. I just heard bounce all the way from a strong camp to the ancient Black Dragon camp. For now, Riha though, he's looking to find his BKB. Like we talked about earlier, this BKB pickup I don't think is the best choice. I still think that disassembling the Mask of Madness into a butterfly after acquiring the Sounds of Yash is the better. Oh god, Riha! Man, he is scared for his life.
All it took was one toothpick upon him.
Yep, one toothpick. Toothpicks can be deadly if you know how to use them right. Awada though.
Stunned up there. And end up going down. This is gonna be another kill. This time it goes over towards Askbank. This cheeky sniper, I mean, he's just off the edge of the screen getting kills.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that a fun way to die? At least if you get killed by something like an Epicenter or an Invoker, you can appreciate that there was skill involved, but when you just get poked at by a sniper, you're just like, man, this guy didn't even show up on my screen and killed me.
So look at what Tiltman's done, by the way. He's chosen to pick up an early Desolator, and then instead of augmenting it with the additional -4 armor corruption, he went for the cleave.
Oh, that's actually pretty smart, to be honest. He now also has, in some extent, I mean, in some ways, a Battle Fury, and he's getting himself the Lincolns.
Yeah, but I mean, usually you just want to go all in, right? You pick up an early Desolator,
Yeah.
add some more armor reduction upon it, and just hit like a truck.
But I like this pickup. I do think that the cleave is really nice. It does help him farm up, and I think that cleave is certainly going to add up and show its value towards the 40-minute mark if the game does go on for that long.
Considering Battle Fury is 300 gold more expensive, why not consider a build like this, right? Top! Looks like we're gonna see a battle ensue. There's a ward placed down by Reckoning Infinity as well, Night Stalker. Hoping to go in here, they see him, they hex him, Sand King in trouble. Gets the void, gets the silence, gets a shackle shot upon him as well, but have they committed too much? Pinoy Hunter with a missed call there, jumping into nothing, taking a beating there from the Wind Ranger who committed the focus fire. The Blade Mail comes out a tad bit too late as well, elsewhere up top. Riha getting himself a double kill, bringing down both Blizzard and Pinoy Hunter, goes for the triple, as Ice will get the kill on the sniper.
Oh man, Pinoy Hunter, he is gonna be sad after that one. Jumping in, he actually tried to catch multiple heroes in his call, but he wasn't successful in doing so. And Shadow Shaman just panic dropped the wards, managed to hex the gyrocopter, but that's all he could do before dying. Get any other response off. Now they go to Roshan.
I was gonna say it could have been worse for them because, well, Tiltman wasn't a part of that fight and he got a tier 2 tower, but it's getting worse. Reckoning Infinity just went into the pit. Gotta get an Aegis for themselves.
Oh yeah, and Gyrocopter is gonna feel a lot safer with this Aegis. I think this is a very crucial Aegis that Reckoning Infinity have managed to snag. Now with the BKB,
Yeah, he just got like 2 layers of insurance upon him with the BKB and the Aegis.
yeah, this is like quality insurance. This is not your SBI insurance that you have to fight for 10 years and then you manage to find it. Blizzard, he has no farm on his Shadow Shaman. It's somewhat unusual, I'd say, to see Shadow Shaman this poor. He usually has something like the Glimmer Cape, or at least components of a 4-staff going for himself at this point, but Blizzard has none of that. I think the support life is really hitting him hard.
I'm also wondering if the sniper should have gone a bit more aggressive with his item build. Like something like a Mask of Madness may not have been a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that they don't really have the jump, it doesn't really make a difference if he gets a Mask of... I mean, it doesn't really matter if he gets the minus armor on him or not. Because if he does get caught out, he's still gonna die. It doesn't matter if the Mask of Madness is on. Even if he didn't have the Mask of Madness, he would have still died in that situation. But he is trying to find the Hurricane Pike now. It could help him survive. Tiltman though, with the cleave.
Fortunately, he's fallen behind the net worth. I mean, the Omni Knight is further ahead than him as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Blink Dagger queued up for Sharky. That's his next pickup and the obvious choice as well. He needs something to close the gap with the sniper. Post which, I think he gets the BKB for himself.
Yeah, I think he could use the BKB this game. Getting called from an axe is not that bit of a problem, not that much of a problem, as long as you just don't focus fire the axe. Otherwise, you're just calling in you're just like calling your own death.
They're moving in. They see the Wind Ranger. Sharky instantly starts to back off. Even pops a Wind Run for good measure. He's so close to his Blink Dagger, he doesn't want to mess it up. Sand King blinks in one direction and next goes in another, but Reckoning Infinity will dodge that bullet. Because of that, Riha's going to use the space to farm bottom.
Yeah.
Elaine iced, going down to Tiltman, even popping the darkness before he dies there. That's no good.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's not good at all. Now, Tiltman, he's level 19, has a Lincoln Sphere, so he doesn't have to be worried about. Actually, I'm not even sure how good that Lincoln Sphere is.
I think it's actually a really good pickup. And in fact, I think they should consider getting one for. Either they get a Lincolns for the sniper as well, or they get a Lotus Orb on one of their. One of the other heroes, preferably the axe, because if you think about it, if you're preparing for the late game, Sharky's ideal item setup would be Mjolnir, Axe, Blink, Scythe of Ice, and BKB. Post which he blinks in, wind runs BKBs, and just goes to town on the sniper with his Hex. Without the Hex, there's no guaranteed lockdown on the sniper, which means he survives. If you've got a Lotus Orb, you should be okay.
Okay.
That illusion just met its maker very quickly.
Oh yeah. Pinoy Hunter, he has had some impact, but he's slowed down in terms of farm. He now is looking to complete his Shadow Blade. Okay.
I got him. There's the call coming out the lane there as well. Riha is gonna die, but that's the Aegis trigger. They've even committed an epicenter. In fact, I think this is the turnaround coming out from Reckoning Infinity. But look at that! Tiltman just annihilates Sharky on the back lines, and he's going to town on Navara as well. Meanwhile, Riha fighting his way through, gets himself the double kill, bringing down both Blizzard and Aspankai, and even ends up staying alive for the kill on Pinoy Hunter. Tiltman now being kited by the Omni Knight. He's got no way to survive any longer, but Ice comes in. The Lincolns get triggered. Riha goes down. Triple kill for the Phantom Assassin. He's looking for the fourth, and he's gonna get it as well. An ultra kill for the Phantom Assassin, who's the only survivor after that massacre.
And the only survivor that matters, to be honest. Reckoning Infinity, they lose all of their heroes. The sniper died to the flag cannon. Poor guy was trying to get some damage onto the gyrocopter, but just get side gunned down to death. Top lane is pushing in. I'm not sure if this is the right move on the side of Tiltman, but he might just find the tower before tier 3 damage kicks in the top lane.
Look at this. He's almost got his own BKB finished up. We talked about the spell immunity piercing abilities on the side of Alpha Esports, but there are none available on the side of Reckoning Infinity. I mean, sure, you've got Focus Fire, but he's got a Lincoln Sphere for that.
Oh yeah. I do think though that once this Wind Ranger does pick up the Scythe of Ice, like you mentioned, Tiltman is still gonna be in trouble because
hang on, Tiltman just switch gears. He's not going for the BKB, going for the Nullifier instead.
Nullifier has a lot of damage onto PA, and I think this is an item that is sort of underrated on her. Once you have the Nullifier, there really is no way for heroes to sort of pop their BKBs, and against Gyrocopter, that can be huge. If you manage to get the jump.
As the Phantom Assassin, and with your Nullifier, I think you focus the Omni Knight, take him out of the equation first, and then put it down on the rest.
Omni Knight still has his Guardian Angel, right? So even if he gets nullified first, he still pops his Guardian Angel and suddenly he doesn't have to care about anything.
That's a
So
fair point.
I think Turtleman, he should be looking to jump the Gyrocopter. I think that's the most valuable target he can find with this nullifier. But before he does that, I do think that he'd be wise to find the BKB.
Bottom. There's the call coming out. They're gonna get this kill. No nullifiers even needed, but they'll use it anyway. Dunkerino not needed either. Tiltman going to work now. Night Stalker getting away, but the shackle shot is a beauty. They'll get the kill on the Phantom Assassin, and now Pinoy Hunter's gonna drop as well. Great turnaround coming out from Reckoning Infinity there.
That's a big kill streak. And it goes to the way of Avada, who doesn't have his Blink Dagger. He could consider it now. Is sitting on 1.2k gold. If he wins the next team fight, he could most certainly finish it up. If he so desires. So level 15.
I've got to say that was, I don't know if that was intentional or what, but the Omni Knight just had all of his teammates waiting right next to him. The moment he got caught, they backed him up perfectly.
Well,
Props to Sharky for the shackle shot.
This line, what do you think that is the challenge he goes for this game? Is it the 200 finger of death damage or is it the 120 gold per minute?
I think you get the gold per minute at this point.
Okay. What does he do with the gold? Does he buy a Blink Dagger? What does he follow it up with?
I don't think it's in for any particular item, but it's more about just keeping pace with the game, because as the 5 position, you're going to start falling off the longer this game goes. You're already at the 30-minute mark, and there's no clear victor just yet.
Oh yeah, the net worth advantage is favoring Reckoning, but it's a small lead. It's only 5k net worth. Let's have a look at the XP. And the XP is in the favor of Reckoning.
Tackle shot, I heard one somewhere. Looks like that's going to be the death of Blizzard. Sharky. Great use of that observer ward again. There's a ward placed down behind the tier 2 tower. Using it to find a pick off while taking the tower with a man down. Perfect stuff coming out from him.
Yeah, Roshan is going to spawn in a while. If Reckoning Infinity are lucky, they can look to pick that up and then proceed to go high ground. Gyrocopter has his butterfly finish now, so he's going to be a lot more durable against the Phantom Assassin. And is now looking to finish up his MKB. Okay, I can understand. I can get behind that pickup. Because he is going to need the true strike against the Phantom Assassin.
So, I think Reckoning Infinity are feeling a lot more comfortable right now. They should be looking to get the next Aegis before they make any big plays.
Yeah, they
got Aeon this queued up for Sharky, by the way. I can't say I'm in agreement with that.
Well, he is afraid of getting called and bursted down. And I think it's also the fact that Aeon Disc is now all the rage. It's what the cool kids build. And Windranger is quite keen on joining that club. I mean, look at his name. It's so edgy. It's Sharky.
There's the smoke on the Dire. They'll go looking for someone. But Reckoning Infinity, they're looking up for a smoke of their own. Nighttime's just worn off though. They've got high ground advantage here.
Oh yeah,
Well-timed darkness might score them some good kills, but this could be the
they
deciding
smoke.
fight that...
2 smokes, okay. They are very keen on smoking.
What just happened? They both just dodged each other successfully. They want this fight near the Rush pit, because yeah, there we go. Russians just respawned. This fight will almost certainly lead to either an Aegis or a tier 3 breach. Side.
Well, do they see the sniper? Not yet. Okay, they do see the sniper now. He's gonna start farming away, but they don't know where the rest of the heroes are.
There we go. The call down coming out of the BKB's pop. They brought down Blizzard and they brought down Axe. This is not going well for Alpha Esports as all. Sankey taking down Bankai, just standing there and trying to do as much damage as he can, but that homing missile is gonna bring him down. A triple kill for Riha. And this means that they're ready to go high ground. They've lost no one in the bargain.
Oh yeah, and there's no buyback available on the Axe, no buyback available on the Blizzard either. PA, she doesn't have a buyback either. This might just be what Reckoning Infinity are looking for.
Buyback number 1 from the Sand King, buyback number 2 from the Sniper, but they're still outnumbering them. With the repel dropped upon Riha, they clearly are going to get this tier 3 tower at the very least. One more though. Riha still standing on the front line with the butterfly. Will he still let the Guardian misses him? But it doesn't matter. He's surviving through it all. There's the finger of death. PA down for 90 seconds. Sharky goes in. Doesn't quite latch on with the shackle shot, but pops the wind run and gets the hell out. With the Axe back online, Reckoning Infinity will exercise discipline and back away. They've already got more than they bargained for.
Oh yeah, they managed to find the tier 3, but wait. Are they making the classic Southeast Asian move, the fake back?
I mean, it sure as hell looks like it. I mean, the BKB has come back online on Riha, so why the hell not? Here we go.
Okay, it's not gonna be a fake back. It's gonna be a go back in like real men play.
Barracks in trouble. Looks like we could be seeing the beginning of the end here. We are just manning up on the front lines with this BKB ready
Look
to
at the
go.
sniper. He's lost half his
Jesus.
HP because of the flak cannon.
High ground successfully breached.
Oh
I
yeah, and
think-
they're also gonna find the shrine. They'll also find Roshan. Everything going the way of Reckoning Infinity.
Where do we go from here now for Alpha Esports? How do you see them making a comeback here?
So I think there's one chance that Alpha Esports have, and that is to contest Roshan right now. I know you don't have the PA, but if you just give the Aegis and Cheese over to Reckoning Infinity, they're gonna come marching high ground and they're gonna win that fight anyway. So you
man.
have to go and go now.
That's a really tall order. I don't think they're gonna man up for that. Yeah, I mean Roshan's just gone down in a matter of seconds. Yeah. At this point, I think the only thing you can do is stand back and hope that last Bunkai gets time to right click away. In fact, I'm still in favor of him selling something and picking up a last ditch effort Mask of Madness.
What does he even sell though at this point? I mean, he could sell the Aquila, but he still wouldn't have enough gold. He can't farm up these camps.
Oh man, he could be in trouble here. There's the Glimmer Cape initiation. You've got Wind Ranger moving in as well. Ask Bunkai has been spotted. The Shackle is a beauty once again. Sniper, that's a dieback. Look at this. I mean, they've just covered all of their bases with observer wards before they back out into the Rosh pit. They've got full vision of all of these cheeky mistakes that the sniper is willing to let them have.
Oh yeah. And looks like they're gonna take the slow and steady. They're gonna take out the outer buildings first, then proceed inwards.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rush. They've got a good 60-second window. Clean up on this bottom wave as well.
What do you think about the Wind Ranger invisibility talent, the Wind Run grants invisibility talent at level 20?
Nasty, honestly.
You don't like the 1 second shackle duration?
No, I prefer the Wind Johnson invisibility. Because, I mean, invisibility is... It's not like you're always going to have dust or sentries on you, right? Especially when you're playing up against a team that's falling behind. Just forcing them to spend more money upon support-based items as opposed to actually scaling into mid and late game-based items is... I think it's a nuisance in itself.
Yeah, invisibility is invincibility as the old Dota saying goes, so Sharky is stacking up on that.
There we go. They were actually waiting for the Aeon Disc and the MKB to come flying out in the courier. So now that they've got it...
I don't think the smoke is gonna do much. I mean, they're going high ground, so why would they smoke? But nevertheless, they do get to place a ward, so I think it might have been worth it.
There we go. Reaper with the cheese. Wind Ranger with an Aegis. All prepped and ready to go. Cock even has the Guardian Angel back online. And the Halberd for good measure too.
Oh no, they're gonna see the Night Stalker coming in.
Got a strike upon the Gyrocopter. Elsewhere you've got that. Oh man, okay. That's the death of the axe. So now they're playing with a numbers advantage once again. Reckoning Infinity has a few more heals to throw upon Rehab. Why did he throw the Spirit Vessel on him? Here we go. Wind Ranger just manning up and jumping in. The Aeon Disc should kick in just a little bit of time. Avara down for the count, but Turkmen follows suit. Buys back immediately. Sand King hits the deck. That's 2 down on the side of Alpha Esports. And honestly, I'm not sure how to defend. Here we go. They got the cheese. They've consumed it as well. The Guardian Angel pop. There's the Shackle Shot coming out. Doesn't quite hold Tiltman in position with the homing missile going through as well. They need to stay the hell away. Last Serpent Wards. All sorts of problems here for Reckoning Infinity. But all said and done, they got a tier 3. Sharky.
What? Okay then. That was interesting.
I think he's feeling a bit confident about the way he plays here.
Okay.
P is really walking on thin ice. I mean, she has no buyback.
Yeah, I mean, this might just be the last fight for the side of Alpha Esports. They need to make sure that they find the Gyrocopter before he pops his... Well, his face is already gone. His BKB is coming back off cooldown, and hopefully if they can catch him before the BKB is popped or comes back off cooldown, there might be some chance of them coming back in this game.
10-second window before the Sand King's back online. They could consider making a play. You can see Pinoy Hunter walking in with a Shadow Blade, but can't find the initiation. Reckoning Infinity. They were hoping for more there. They were hoping for a lane of barracks at the very least with an Aegis and a cheese. I think Alpha Esports, they've shown some signs of life here.
Yeah, well, I won't call it a success. I will certainly call it that this is Alpha Esports saying that we're not dead yet. And they will certainly make the game go on for a little while longer, but the net worth advantage on the side of Reckoning Infinity is somewhat ridiculous at this point. 38 minutes in, 25k net worth advantage. Sharky is the Aeon Disc, has the Aegis, is also probably looking to finish up something like the Mjolnir, I would guess. The extra attack speed does get added on to focus fire, right? And I do think the maximum attack speed in this patch is somewhere close to 600. So with the Mjolnir, he's gonna get much closer to that, and he's gonna be able to proc the Mjolnir a lot more.
I've got my heart in my mouth with Pinoy Hunter's movements, just waltzing about anywhere he pleases with that Shadow Blade. One stray sentry ward like this to Mavara would have caused all sorts of problems for him.
Oh yeah.
There's,
I mean, but you sort of have
there's
to go
literally
for
no
these plays,
buybacks
right?
on the dire side anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, you sort of have to go for these plays, right? Because eventually they're gonna come high ground, and they're gonna come high ground with Aegis. So the chances of you winning that fight are already somewhat slim. Might as well try to go out and get a kill before the fight starts.
Darky getting hit with the burst strike with the repel coming out immediately. There's the focus fire thrown upon Hidden. A warning shot from the sniper as well. Having a hard time breaching this bottom lane, and I'm not certain why they chose to go bottom when there's no tier 3 at the middle lane. Now with the Aegis reclaimed, I wonder if Reckoning Infinity are going to make that classic mistake of waiting too long before closing things out.
Yeah, I mean, Ask Vanka is starting to get into the dangerous territory. He is about to finish up his Mjolnir. Although I think he's probably gonna save a buyback, which is gonna be off cooldown in a minute. This Gyrocopter though, man, he has a Satanic MKB Butterfly, and there's not much that's gonna be stopping this guy.
Bara is calling out a gem for himself as well, so what if a little bit of... Oh, bottom. There we go, call. They're gonna catch Cock out. Can they get in position quickly enough? You can see Tiltman scrambling in his direction, but fortunately, not quite make it in time. Cock survives.
Oh yep, this Phantom Assassin, I mean, she had some semblance of farm towards the mid game, but it looks like she has stalled once again. She's now lower in net worth than the Gyrocopter and the Wind Ranger.
Well, she's actually keeping pace with the Wind Ranger, which is impressive considering that Tiltman bought back once.
Okay, well, we'll give him that. Shadow Shaman, he's been poor as a position 5 support would be. He's still not able to find his Glimmer Cape 41 minutes into the game, and that just tells you how bad you have it on the side of Alpha Esports. Although I do think that...
Gyro. He's even up his Satanic this time around.
Sorry?
Gyro's even finished up his Satanic. So
Yeah, I mean...
this is scary to look at.
Yeah. I think Freehawk can also probably sell his Yasha at this point, get himself something else instead of the Yasha.
I reckon that's the plan coming out from him. Maybe a Lincoln's? Nah, not a Lincoln's. Who am I kidding? Probably want to get the Assault Cuirass like you mentioned.
Yeah, he could get the Assault Cuirass, could also get the Axe Scepter with the Satanic. That's actually pretty big because even while you disable, if you pop the Satanic, you're still going to go back to full HP or come damn near close to it. Although I think it might have been a bit late for the Axe Scepter. What do you think of the Axe Scepter on the Gyrocopter? Have you tried it?
I feel like it's overrated, man. I think there's just so many more important items that the Gyro should be picking up, especially when you scale towards this late game stage. In this particular game, I'm a fan of the Assault Cuirass for him. As an alternative, I'd probably... man, it's a tough choice between the Assault and the Divine Rapier at this point. The safer bet is the Assault. But top tackle shot after this Hex comes out. That's a dead axe for 50 seconds. And immediately you can see Tiltman and the co just making a break for it.
Oh, Tiltman!
Got him. That's a dead Phantom Assassin. I'm fairly confident the game is done.
Okay,
120 seconds without the one position carry and 30 seconds without the axe.
Kark is pushing in the mid lane too. So there's nothing that's stopping them. Man, Kark is so damn tanky on this Omni Knight. 3.1k HP, that is not something you see every day on this hero.
You could see the temptation in his eyes to just walk up there with the repel and take the range barracks.
Yeah, do his best Chuck Norris impression and say, "Are you feeling lucky, punk?" No, wait, that's Clint Eastwood, never mind.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I haven't seen my Hollywood movies. Riha? This Walterson doesn't have too much to worry about. Sniper.
It's the beginning of the end. Bottom lane as well has been jumped upon. There's the jump coming out from Pinoy Hunter. Epicenter cancelled with the Hex. There's the Shackle shot as well. And with both of them clumped up like this, they're gonna both die together. Guardian Angel for good measure. You've got Riha waltzing deep inside enemy territory. Remember, he still has the Satanic if he needs to pop it. It's the triple kill for him. He's going for the Ultra, goes into the fountain, and gets it as well.
And GG.
There it is. He comes out. Alpha Esports. They may not have won the game, but damn sure they've won some hearts here. I think they played fairly well. But unfortunately, they haven't won a single game so far at the ESL India Premiership 2018 season.
Well, there is still the phase 2. We can't count them out just yet. We have know that teams have made a comeback in the phase 2, like Akatsuki did last year. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Alpha Esports study their replays, analyze their losses, and learn from them.
Well, that's it from us, guys. Hope you've had a blast. I'm CloudX with Floki. We're from afkgaming.com. You can find Floki at facebook.com/FlokiDota. And I'm at facebook.com/TheRealCloudX. I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice evening. See you.
All right, and Reckoning Infinity taking that victory for themselves and also securing a more safe place for themselves on that board. What do you think about that game? I mean,
This wire is pissing me off. But that was quite a nice game actually between the two teams. However, sadly, Alpha could not close that game in their favor.
They did try very hard.
They're still at the bottom of the charts right now, and I think the total now comes to 7 games they've lost.
Definitely 7. If you could just get the standings report, we could see that
they'll update the
where they're standing as of now. But Alpha, I mean, talking about this game, I mean, previously they've had not such good games. I mean, compared to this one. But here I felt that their gameplay has improved quite a bit. And if we just talk about the laning phase, even though that PA got shut down quite badly from the Omni Knight, she made sure that within the next like 10 minutes, she had quite a lot of items to kind of take back the fight to Reckoning Infinity. And more than that, I think Reckoning Infinity did make a few mistakes, even though they
get around, I think, 10 minutes in, the way they PA got a kill on Gyro.
Yes.
And then got a kill on Lion back to back. I think she got good 1300 gold from those just 2 kills. So which kind of brought her back into the game. However, as the game went along, you probably
also
have a better idea.
Axe was able to farm up his Blink Dagger, so that kind of was, at least they had an initiation into the fight at least 30 minutes into the game. Of course, I was a little worried about Night Stalker. He seemed to be making a few mistakes out there for himself. But apart from that, I think both the teams played exceptionally well. Except for Alpha, I felt that they could have secured this victory. It looked very close for them that they could have taken this game, but also making sure that PA going a Lincolns and a Nullifier was more like screaming at the Omni Knight that I know you kind of killed me a lot in the early game and I just really want to get you down. But I think a BKB would have done much better for him, because the Gyro, the minute he picked up his BKB, there was nothing from Alpha that could stop him to even hit the high ground.
There was a lot of spells, single target spells that we had in the game, like from Lion, from Night Stalker. But the thing is, and let's not forget about the Wind Ranger also. So you have a bunch of people doing single target spells. Any one of them could pop it from at any time, and then guess what? You have nothing to stop from others 8 spells from hitting you. So I agree with you there that Lincoln's was not a right choice. I don't know what was going through his mind, but maybe he thought maybe if I dodge first spell, I'll be out of danger. But I think the standings are ready right now, so we can have a look at that.
We can have a look. As of now, Alpha taking that other loss to them, sitting 0-7 on the scoreboard. They have only 4 more games left to play, and even if they win all those 4, they're going to be sitting at a very low score, and they got to be very careful, because if they lose another game after this, they could be really sent down to the Challenger Cup, and that is not a place where a Master League team wants to go to after being into such a prestigious position in the ESL India Premiership. But if we look at Reckoning Infinity, meanwhile, they are sitting 7th on the board. They have played their 6 games, got 3-3, doing fine for themselves now with those 9 points. They could really climb up further. I think their major consistent people need to worry about is the Buriza Youth and Kalis. Talking about Kalis, so this team is from Mangalore, and they have only played 3 games till now.
So interesting things to notice at this point, because you've kind of close 50% of your games of the league right now. Every team is supposed to be playing close to 11 games. Actually, not close to. It's exactly 11 games that every team has to play. So what happens is, if you are now 7 games down or 6 games down, where you have like, okay, you've played half your games, you kind of start getting an idea where you stand on the table. So at this is the point where you need to either start figuring out, hey, I don't want to get relegated. I should not be the bottom 4. You want to be somewhere between 8th, 7th, 6th, which is fine, like, because there's 12 teams. So teams like Alpha need to now really think, hey, you know what, I need to get out of this relegation spot, which is they're at the 12th spot at the moment. And teams like Reckoning now need to figure out, hey, how do I maintain my position? I should not lose more games, or maybe I can lose,
Yeah.
I can afford to lose one game or something. Uh, as far as the top four team goes, their now job is to make sure that they
They
don't
stay
lose
on
that
top.
spot. Because remember, only the top four teams make it to LAN. So it's important that you kind of hold on to the top four slots. If you do not make it top four, you will not be invited to LAN. There will be, of course, there is a prize money involved in just playing in the Masters League. That prize money is fairly decent. But if you want the big,
Chunk.
the big chunk of the
Yeah.
prize pool, you need to be in the top four,
Yeah.
where the top four will come down to a LAN event and kind of face each other. Everyone will play against everyone else, and the winner will be declared after 2 days or 3 days.
And it's very
depending on the
exciting
event.
to be one of those teams that are invited to the LAN. It comes with a lot of prestige, and you have the thing that I am the top four in the
Yeah.
country, and there's nobody who can say anything to you.
So if you are anything less than 4 or above, like your 5th to 12th, your journey kind of ends there basically. But you will still get some prize money, but if you're the top 4, then another set of a journey starts where, not only have you tried till now to play 11 games and make it to the top 4, you now have to play another set of few games to rack in the extra cash for yourself.
Definitely. And with that, we do come to an end to today's ESL India Premiership. If you guys have any suggestions, queries, anything, let us know on the YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe to us to watch all the previous games and also get a notification when we come live to you 7 days a week with all the exciting fun and games from the ESL India Premiership. This event is brought to you by Women by HP, Intel, HyperX, and organized by ESL India and Nordbin Gaming. Thank you so much for joining me on the desk today. I had a
No
great time doing the draft with you. I mean, it was brilliant. I hope you had a great time being here on the desk too.
Yes.
And any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to the production team for keeping up the great work here, and that's it from me.
All right, then. Take care. Good night.